Hello and welcome back. It's puzzle time with Sudoku Sleuth, and today we're going to be playing Tree of Oddities. Now, it's not from a constructor, I believe, that we featured before. Fairly sure this is the first puzzle from Tinnifer, would be my attempt at pronouncing that handle. If you are the constructor of the puzzle and I'm absolutely butchering it, do let me know, please. I would much rather pronounce it correctly for the next video. Now, this particular puzzle has a 96% rating as at the time of recording, so I'm really looking forward to it. Once you're above 90%, you know that you're going to be playing a fantastic puzzle. When you're 95% and above, it should be essentially phenomenal, memorable, and I think that's essentially what we're going to have in store for today. Only thing left to say before we actually pop up the grid is, when you look at the thumbnail, you might be surprised how similar it actually looks to the grid. You're going to see branches, a tree, and a bunch of circles, kind of not dissimilar to the clock faces that you end up in there. Certainly a bunch of oddities. Anyway, enough of all of that. Let's take a look at today's puzzle and rule sets with Tree of Oddities by Tinnifer. And you can see with the reference to the tree, you can see the reference to these oddities, or really it will be odd digits, I suspect, but we'll take a look at the rules now. Normal Sudoku rules apply. That means place the digits 1 to 9 once each in every row. Every column, that was a shocking selection of a column. Also another shocking selection of a column. That's a column, and of course, 3 by 3 box. Then we have German whispers, so adjacent digits on green lines differ by at least 5. So if this cell is a 2, then essentially all of its neighbors on the green line have to be 7, 8, or 9 to be 5 or more away. This cell here, if it is 7, 8, or 9, it would have to be 1, 2, 3, or 4 down here to essentially be 5 or more away. And of course, you spotted the classic pattern of high digits 6, 7, 8, 9, low digits 1, 2, 3, 4, consistently oscillating back and forth around the 5, but never the 5. We have XV cells, cells separated by a V, sum up to 5. That means these two cells sum up to 5. So if that's a 2, that would have to be a 3. That will be true for anything that's got a V. And cells that are separated by an X sum up to 10. So if that's a 2, that would have to be an 8 to make sure that these two cells are separated by an X sum up to 10, sum up to 10, etc. Not all X's and V's are necessarily given. So that means that, I don't know, let's go with, that's a terrible example. I don't know, 2 in here with a 3 there. They clearly add up to 5 without a V, not a problem. 2 there with an 8 there, they clearly add up to 10, no X, also not a problem. Then, last but not least, and I guess that's the reference to in the name, digits in grey circles are odd indeed, and that means that this couldn't be 1, 2, 3, 4, this would have to be 1 or 3 in this particular example. And obviously that would be true for all of them. They would have to be 1, 3, 7, or 9. You can see, I think, yeah, all the circles do occur on German whisper lines, so 5, even though it's an odd digit, doesn't exist on German whispers. That's all the rules we have for today. So if you want to explore this tree of oddities and give this puzzle a go, this link will always be in the description down below. With that said, I'm going to restart the clock and see how I get on. So what I'm going to do, I'm just having a look around and sort of trying to absorb it all in. This is somewhat interesting in the sense that it's, yeah, box 3 in general is probably one of the more interesting ones because we have multiple circles, a lot of German whisper lines, and quite a few other clues. So probably the break-in is there. But let me, rather than guess, let me first start by coloring every other cell on the German whisper line the same color. Essentially, we don't know if this is low or high. The only thing that we know for certain is that every other cell is the same polarity. So if what I'm highlighting is essentially low, all of them are low. If one of them is high, all of them are high. Hopefully I've correctly selected this. So every other cell, I think that all looks right to me. Yeah. Looks good. Yeah, and see these two circles are actually the same polarity. So I think we are going to have the break-in in here. So let me just select all of the rest. And we can probably come back to box 3 for potentially the break-in. So again, I don't know if purple is high or low. I just know that they're consistently the same polarity. Now, what I do know is to add up to 5 in 2 cells, it can only be 1, 4 or 2, 3. They are definitely low. Blue here is definitely low. Red is definitely high. If I have essentially 1, 2, 3 or 4 in here, I would need a complement of 6, 7, 8, 9 to add up to 10. Now, how does this help me? The way to think about these is they are either 1, 3 or they're 7, 9. Now, it almost doesn't matter which one it is. I'm actually going to deliberately try and use the high digits because I don't think it can be, but we'll prove it. So if this is 7 or 9, this cell would have to be 1 or 2. Essentially, with a 7 in between them, this would have to be 1 or 2. And that would mean that essentially I've used the 1s and 2s in here, because there'll be a 1, 2, 3, 4 in here in some order. Kind of doesn't matter what it... In fact, we actually know that this is 6, 8, because that's a high digit. Sorry, we don't know. In this example, where I said that these are highs, then this would be 6, 8. This would be the complement, 2, 4 to get to that. That would be 1, 3. Now, one of these is 1 or 2, and this is the other one, 1 or 2. That would be 3 or 4. That couldn't be the 7. That would be the 9. That would be the 7. So far, so good. And then down here would have 5, 6, or 7, 8. Now, 3 low digits in here means that the fourth low digit, which would be a 3, 4, since again the 1 and 2 are gone between these 3 cells, would be something as such. And then this cell, because it sees 2 low digits, would have to be 7, 8, or 9. Sorry, yeah, it couldn't be 6 in essence. Even if this is 1, they couldn't both be 1. This would have to be 7, because that's a 9. And that would mean that this is a 1, 2 pair. The challenge so far is I'm not finding where this example breaks. That is a bit of a challenge. It would essentially force a 5 in here. That would be our first digit because there's a 5 down there. No 5 on the X's, otherwise it would require a second 5. No 5 on the German whisper lines. So that 5 would be there. In fact, that is actually safe to place. 5 was always going to be down here. It's not on the V, otherwise it will be joint with a 0. It's not on the X. It's not on the German whisper line. So these 5s are true regardless, and therefore that is a 5. And therefore one of these 2 cells is a 5. Right, let's continue with this example a bit further. In that this would have to be 6, 7, 8, or 9, which also still works. Essentially, I've used all the low digits. I'll be left with high digit, 1 high digit, so that's 3, and then the forces in here. And because this is odd, that would have to be 7 or 9. I mean, so far, the main thing that's disappointing me is, like, it's not breaking anywhere. That's the main challenge I'm finding so far. And then in essence in here would be another 3, 4 and a 6, 8. Yeah, like I don't know if I'm actually barking up the wrong tree thinking that box 3 would actually give us the break-in. I really hate doing this, I'll be honest. We can keep the 5s, but I just want to see what it actually looks like if it's the other way around, that these are low digits. What does that do? Of course it doesn't work, because that would remove the 1 and 3, and then I can't make 5 with 2 and 4. That was so obvious now that I've actually just done that. Quick undos means it does actually give me a whole bunch of digits now. That's 9, that's 7, that can't be 7, that would be a 6, so this is 4, 6, that's not a 6, that's an 8, 9 pair. That would be 1, 2, 3, and this would be the other low digits, 1, 2, 3. Then in here we have 5, 6, 8. This is indeed a 7. The 4, 6 in here means that's got to be 2 and 3. That's got to be 4. And that's got to be a 1. Then in here we have 4, 5, and by the looks of things, yeah, because this is 6, this is 7 or 9, so I think that has to be the 8. No, I must have made a mistake. Yes, I have made a mistake. This is not 4, 5. This is 5, not 6, 7, 8, or 9. Right, that's better, with a definite 5. This is a low digit that can include a 4 because I can have a double 9 in here. Nothing's preventing that. No, it can't because that would require a double 9 there. So this is 1, 2, 3 at most. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, etc. Remember, that's high, so that's 4. May as well actually correct that now before I forget. Purple is blue, and orange is red. And we have polarity. That 2 gave me an 8. If I paid attention earlier, that's not an 8. That's a 5, 6 pair. That leaves me with, oh, an 8, 9. Still not resolved. So that does mean that 5, 7, 8, and 9 are gone. And then the remaining digits are 3 and 6. Just completing the row. Therefore, that can't be a 3 either. And of course, there is a 3 in one of these two cells, including this one because that is 8 or 9. 7 in here means this is 1 or 2. Okay, this can only be 3 because 1 and 2 are gone. I mean, the 1, more importantly, is gone. This is, remember, I mean, we may as well just quickly pencil mark these. 7, 9, 1, 3, 1, 3. In fact, that's just 3. That's a given. That means this is 8 or 9. It's not a 9. That's an 8. This is something, a low digit. That's 1 or 2. That can't be a 4 next to the 8. Now, this is not 3, 7. This is not 2, 8. So this could be 1, 9 or 4, 6, both of which work. 3 in here means this is 2 or 4. The fact that these can't be double 9 means that can't be a 4. That's a 2. Therefore, that's a 1. This is not 6, not 7. This is 8 or 9. This can be 6. It's not 8, but it can basically be pretty much anything else. 6, 7, 9. That 2 means that these are 7, 8, 9s. Can't be a 6. That gives me a 7, 8, 9 triple. And in fact, gives me another 4, 6 pair because I've used all the other high digits in column 6. This is 7, 9, which means I also once again have a 7, 8, 9 triple. More importantly, one of these has to be the 8, since that's not it. And therefore that can't be an 8. That's a 9. That's an 8. That means this is 2 or 3. It's not a 1. Can't be 6 because that is a minimum of 2. But it could be essentially 7, 8, or 9. This is a low digit that is not 2 or 3. It can be a 4 with a 9 in here. This is a low digit that is not 1 or 4. In fact, it's a 2 because it's not 3, 4, or 1. That seems to be as far as I could take it right now in here. This cell, anything really, it doesn't matter. 2, 4 means this is the 1, 3, this is the 2, 4. So 2 of the low digits, that's the third low digit. That's not enough. This is at least 2 neighbors, so it's 1, 2, 3. It can't be a 4. In fact, it just can't be a 4, full stop. This is not a 9. That's a 7, 8 pair, which means this is a 9. And I think that is just a digit we should be able to place, surely. No, it's 1 or 3, because it's not 2. Therefore, that is the 2. That's the 1. That's the 3. I'm not really going to color cells off the German whisper lines, by the way. It's just, sometimes I like to. Sometimes I feel it's just overwhelming. Sorry, that 2 gave me a 3. Let's remove the 7 from here. That is 8 or 9. That can still be 1, 4. That is still 8 or 9. Yeah, I'm not sure what's next. That is not a 3. This is a high digit. That is a minimum of 1, 2. This is 7 or 8. Can't be 9. This is now not 1 or 3. This is 2 or 4. I think I pretty much pencil marked all the German whisper lines. There's like a handful of places where I haven't, so I can, but I'm not sure I see the value of it. 2 neighbors means this is 1, 2, 3. This is a high digit. That can be 6 because these could be double 1. and then 3, 2 in here. So this is 6, 7, or 9, and it can't be 8. And this is a high digit that can include a 6 because this could be 1. So not a very useful pencil mark there. Right, that is all the variant clues. Chances are I'm missing some sort of logic or deduction to help me move forward. I've just been rushing. That's a 3, for example, to pencil mark, as opposed to thinking methodically about what to place rather than just rushing to pencil mark. Not normally my style. Three in here means that's a 9. That was kind of up for the grab. That has to be a 7, therefore that can't be a 3. That gives me a 1, 2 pair. That can still be 6. 1, 3, 1, 3 in here gave me a 1 and a 3. That gave me an 8. That is still 1 or 2. 1, 2 is again creating like a virtual pair between these 3 cells. Therefore that can't be 1, that can't be 9. If this is 4, 6, it can't be 4, 6 because that would be 3, that would be 2. That would be 1, that would be 4, that would be 6, that would be fine. Ignore what I just said. 8s can only be in here. So yeah, maybe just a bunch of Sudoku to help me kind of tidy up, finish up. 9 is in one of 2 cells in here. That can't be a 9 because of this 9, that's an 8. Does it help me with this 6, 7? Come on, Sleuth, let's not slow down now. Surely we've got this. 8s are done. Not 8 or 9. In fact, not a 9 down here either. This column in general is reasonably interesting. So essentially I have 4, 5, 6, 7. This cell could be any of them. Actually, that 1 gave me a 4 here. So this is not 4. The only place for a 4 in column 3 is down here, which means this is 3, 2, 1, 1. Still leaves the 4, 6 possibility, still leaves the 6 possibility in here. And that means that this is what, 5, 6, 7? Just completing column 3. 1 and 2 in here hasn't helped with these. In fact, this has helped though. That's 6, that's 3. 6 is none of these. 6 is one of these two. No, it doesn't have to be that. Could be a 6 too. So can this one. Right, in here, oh, hang on, come on. 7 means that's 6. Means that's 4, means that's 6. That's 9, that's 1, that's 9. Right, I'm sure we've got it from here. Famous last words, but you know, I'm sure we've got it from here. Come on. No 6s, that's a 5, 7 pair. And no 9. How much Sudoku have I had left kind of on the table, so to speak? Virtual table. That's a lot of... That's just an 8. Yeah. 8 is in one of 2 cells. 8 is in one of 2 cells. So yeah, there's an X-wing of 8s. Where does 1 go? So I'm missing 5, 6, 8. That can't be 6 or 8. That's a 5. That's 6 or 8. That's 6, 8 pair in a column. That can't be an 8. That's a 9. That is 6, 4, 6. 1, 2, 1. Actually, 1 gave me 2, gave me 1. I've made a typo in here. 6. Thank you. All the high digits are done. So essentially I'm left with 4, 5. No resolution. 7, 8. So essentially this is 2, 4, 5 in here. It's not 4. These are both 2, 5. Again, no resolution. Surely there's one here that I can just write in. That's a 9, for example. And that's a 5. That gives me 2, 5, 4, 2, 4 gave me 5, 6, 5. 6, 7, 8. No, no. Oh yeah, 3 means that can't be 7. That's 8. That's 7. That's 6. That's 8. That's 6. And yeah, I'm pretty sure we've got it from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. 7 and 5. This is 4. This is 8. No, I can't see. 5. In here is 7. 3, 7. Come on, sleuth. 4, 7. 4, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So 6, 7. It's a lovely puzzle. Fairly approachable. Tree of Oddities. Hope that you guys enjoyed the puzzle and video. And I'll see you back soon. Bye-bye for now.